guys who are educated enough maybe don't for the reasons like you mentioned, branding, marketing. Does that frustrate you at all?
I mean, sometimes it frustrates me because you have a chance to, when you have a chance to change the world, you change the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, oh, here's my chance to change the world, I'm gonna pass that up. You know, if I have a chance to change the world, then I'm gonna do everything I can to change the world. And for me, like, everyone has a different contribution. For me, I feel like it's laughter. So I try to tell as many jokes as possible, make as many people laugh as possible, or write stories that's funny. I like to create, so my creativity is my gift. So I try to give it back to the world. Like, that's what one of my gifts are. So I think when you have a chance to impact the world, you go for it. No matter what anyone says, what anyone thinks about you personally, if you believe in something and you truly have morals and standards for yourself and your own ethnic code, then I think you go for it.
Marty, one of the reasons why I think a lot of players and even people in the media are reluctant is we have.
What's up, bro?
We have this outrage culture where people are just looking to throw somebody in the outrage blender. Does that part of it frustrate you? Where the reaction, it seems like people are waiting to be offended, looking to tear somebody down. Just the culture on Twitter and social media.
Yeah, I mean, there's trolls everywhere. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But like in anything, if trolls step out into the sunlight, they turn to stone. Gargoyles the same way. So, I mean, for me, for the most part, it's easy to say evil things or to be ignorant about things when they're not like you. So if something's not like me, I'm afraid of it, then my natural thing is to degrade it and put it down so that it doesn't know. That's my sign of fear. So I don't really care what anyone has to say about me. I'm okay with who I am as a person. Some guys not, because they don't know who they are yet, and it's unfortunate because our identities become sports. So you just become a football player from a young age. You gotta think everyone teaches you like you're the number one player in the world. I'm from Texas. I was the number one football player in Texas. You know, so it's like they talk to you like that. But if you start believe that's who you are, you never really go on that personal journey of figuring out what you represent, who you are, then you will always care what everybody else said because everyone else told you what you were. So if you don't know your worth, someone else will put you on the clearance rack.
Marty,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, what's up?
What do you think of Lady Gaga? You a fan?
I like Lady Gaga. I like their first album, and I love that she wore the meat dress that one time. And anyone who has enough courage to go out there and wear a meat dress is cool with me.
What's your favorite song by her?
Space Cowboy, I believe, with Will.i.am. I could be wrong.
Can you sing it? Can you sing
I
some
can't
of it?
think of it. I can't think of
Come
the word
on,
right
one
now.
line, one verse.
But that one, then how could you not like God? Everybody likes that one. So, but I think it's Space Cowboy. I want to say that's the name of the song.
What do you think will be her first song at halftime during the
Space
Super Bowl?
Cowboy.
Are you gonna get out there with her?
No, I got to get ready for the next quarter. Otherwise, I would. I feel like Lady Gaga would be someone fun to hang out with.
Martellus, across the board, your teammates, when asked who would say maybe the craziest thing today, who might say the most outlandish thing today, they said, you were the guy.
I am the Black Dr. Seuss. Was that outlandish enough?
That's pretty good.
What's up, Pat?
How different is your life today than it was a year ago when you weren't sure what your future was in Chicago?
I mean, life changes. I still live in Chicago. I love Chicago, but as far as like career-wise, you know, it's totally different. Both years are totally different. I had a different coach the year before. A new coach comes in. You know, I held out during camp. We didn't really get to know each other that well. Then I came back in late after it was a holdout. You know, you want to get paid, so you got a disgruntled athlete, which I was. But for the most part, you know, and then I broke my rib, so I really couldn't finish the season. So it sucked that not to finish what I started with the guys I was there with, but, you know, change is inevitable. So for me, right now, I'm in a great place. I'm happy with football. This is the most fun I had playing the game, and I'm excited about practice and everything every single day because it's just that you're around a group of guys where everyone cares about the same thing and everyone's on a straight, narrow path to the same direction, which was here to the Super Bowl, and we still have 6 more days to get to where we really want to go.
With the benefit of hindsight, is there anything that could have gone down differently?
In Chicago, I mean, there's a lot of shit that I could have did differently, and there's a lot of shit that could have been done differently, but it is what it is, you know? It's like, I think, you know, it was just one of those things. It was like, you know, you date somebody and you don't really break up, but it was just like, it was the best move for both sides. So, I mean, I have no hard feelings towards Chicago or the management or anything like that, you know? So, I wish him the best of luck. But I'm in the Super Bowl!
Martellus, we talked to Brandon Merriweather once a week, and he's still pissed at you because he said that you were trying to take his money by saying he should be kicked out of the game. And still to this day,
I say he was dirty. I didn't say he should be. I said there's no room in the game for that. I mean, he should. I mean, I don't have that much pull, you know. No one has that pull over Goodell.
But he said you went over a line saying that he should not be able to make his money. He thought you were taking money out of his kid's mouth.
He take money out of people's mouths when he hit them in the head.
Marty,
What are you most excited about for this week, other than the game, obviously?
Just being home, eating some seafood and some, some fried chicken. That's what I'm most excited about. Is seeing friends and family.
What about all the pomp and circumstance of this week? Anything you're excited to do, other than prepare for the game?
No, not really. Just eat fried chicken at least once or twice.
What do you think of all of this here tonight?
That's cool. I just weird that there's people here watching this. You can sell anything. I mean, TV. Come on, TV. They selling this right now. There's people in the stands. Like, I don't know what's going on.
What would you say to the people in the stands?
Go home and watch it on TV.
Martellus, with a year in hindsight now, having spent a year season in the Patriots system, was it what you thought it was going to be when you initially signed?
I really didn't know. Like, I think the biggest thing that my ultimate goal was to come in with no expectations. And I think that's why I benefited so well this year. Like, I didn't really have any expectations when I came. I was like, I'm just going to figure it out. I got 1 year left on my deal. I'm just going to have a lot of fun. And wherever it is they need me to do, that's what I'm going to do. And I think that vibe of me coming in with that attitude was the reason why I was able to click with everybody so fast. And Josh and Bill's, they're geniuses at what they do. So I figure if I show them what I could do, they'll figure out a way to use me.
Did it change for you when Gronk was there versus when he wasn't there? Because there was talk about you being a duo, and now you are.
Yeah, it's like when Batman got his own solo movie.
Yeah.
Robin wasn't in it. Yeah, I always like the movies with Batman and Robin in it. Like the new Lego movie, it's gonna have Batman and Robin in it. It comes out February 10th. I like that. I'm looking forward to it. It's in my calendar. I'm looking forward to it.
How do you feel about playing back in your hometown in Houston?
I love it. I mean, like I said, this is where I started playing football at. I remember playing Pee Wee football for the Fort Bend Panthers and being 0-11. My dad was the coach. That's the reason why we lost so many games. Don't tell him that, though, because he knows a lot about football. And I remember running the hill with my brother Mike. I just remember like all the hard work I put in to get where I am today. It all started here. So this is where my roots are, and this is where it all began.
So has it hit you?
I hope no one hits me.
No, has it hit you being in hometown from A-League?
It did the other day when my brother called me. He's like, bro, you're going home to play back in the city that it started in. Like, bro, think about that. Only you could do that. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty lucky. He's like, man, he won his, but he's like, imagine winning at home. And I was like, it'll be cool.
Marty, how fortunate are you they traded you to a program like the Patriots rather than Jacksonville?
I mean, we kind of had, you could kind of dictate that a little bit, so.
Did you? Did they ask you?
But, you want to go in a situation where it's established. What's up, bro? I haven't seen you in a long time. They let you come down from Dallas? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's different opportunities, but it's a place where I knew what they could do with two tight ends. Being a starting tight end for the last 5 years of my career and going to a place where it's like, oh, they got not only one of the another tight end, but one of the best in the league. It's like, okay, it's good because iron sharpens iron, and being around him makes me even better player too. I just wish we got to play more games together, and maybe we will in the future. But I think it was good. I got a good side of the coin.
Would you go back to Chicago if they had the best free agents?
Possibly. I live in Chicago. It's close to home, but I don't know.
Hey, when you came here, did you have a talk with Bill about how much of your personality you could show, what you say to the media and all that stuff? Was there ever a conversation with Bill?
Nah, he was just. I mean, he had one meeting with the team that he always has, I guess, every year. This is my first year hearing it, but no one ever really said anything to me or whatever. So.
Well, there's a belief that you can't have a personality, you can't be outspoken, you can't do it if you're in the Patriots locker room by men. But
you're proving that that's not the case. Do other players comment on that to you, saying they're surprised by how open you are or how outspoken?
I think the biggest thing that one of the reasons I had success here was because they just let me be me. They never really it's like if I told jokes and then whatever it's like, all right, everybody laughed. It's like, oh, that's a good joke, It's like no one ever really said anything about me as a person. The only thing they worried about was me as a player, which for me is that freedom of being who I am is when you're most like yourself. That's when you could do the best parts of whoever it is you're trying to compete in, because I don't have to worry about who I am, because I can't disguise myself every single day, because that wears on you. And early in my career, I felt like a lot of people try to make me be something that I wasn't, and that's why I struggled not only on the field but a little bit off the field, because here I am trying to change who I am to do something that I love, when the whole time all I got to do is be the same person I've always been.
Has it surprised you that Bill has not, boarded that in you at all? I mean, when you came here, were you concerned about that? He wouldn't be able to do you?
No, I wasn't, because it was just like, just come play football. And I'm like, cool, I could do that. I could play football. There's never been a doubt in my mind about playing football. And football's the easy part, that's the fun part. But when everybody start, talking to you about, and I've never been malicious. Like, I don't really do anything. I've never been to jail, never been arrested, pay my taxes, so, I'm just a normal human being. I just like to smile. Like, I'd rather smile than frown, and I like to have a good time, and I'm an optimistic guy, so I find, the sliver of light in any bit of darkness. It's just who I am as a person, so, and part of that, me being who I am and being accepted by every guy on this team, it feels like a brotherhood. It just feels good. Like, guys they come by me for jokes, during training camp. Hey, where you going? Like, guys want to go to the movies, hey, because I like movies. Hey, what you think about this movie? So that everyone they invested in me not only as a player but as a person, and that's hard to find in a lot of places, because a lot of coaches don't have the self-assurance and self-awareness of themselves to let guys be who they are.
Martellus, the week that Brady came back from his suspension, you were playing Harry Potter and Christmas music in the locker room. Will you be playing any music for the guys this week as you prepare for the Super Bowl?
I don't know. Throughout the week, someone stole the speaker in the locker room, or it got misplaced. So the last couple of days we haven't had much music, but I think LG lost it though. He'll forget anything. But for the most part, yeah, I'm kind of like the DJ.
What are you going to be playing this week?
I don't know. I usually just go with how I'm feeling at the moment. I got an eclectic taste.
Speaking of taxes, how would you feel about getting franchised by this team in the offseason?
Franchise is good because, you're guaranteed all your money.